Bobby J. Welcome back to the channel. Do I have a tale for you today? A tale of a guy that bought one trailer and couldn't manage to pull it with 7 different trucks. I kid you not. Well, this is that story. My wife and I have been flirting around with the idea of buying ourselves a travel trailer of some sort. And so we've been looking for like a year, maybe 2 years at the most of, maybe trying to pick something up. We look at this, look at that. And a buddy of mine offered his weekend Warrior to us for a pretty solid deal. And we looked at it and we liked it, but 2 things is, one, at that time, we didn't really feel like we had the cash to spend on it. We couldn't afford it. And the second thing was, just as much, we were confused on what exactly we wanted. Now, like I said, I got no RVing experience. She had about that much RVing experience with a little small trailer and just didn't know what we wanted. So fast forwarding, doing a little research, looking at some trailers, we learned a couple things. One, we wanted a weekend Warrior. We liked that brand the best. Second thing was that we learned is that we wanted a toy hauler, especially me. I really wanted to have a toy hauler. It just makes sense to be able to have that option of putting that ATV side by side, whatever, in that garage. And if you decide to have a leisurely romantic weekend on the coast or whatever, you can still go RVing. You don't have to bring the quads, the whatever. So with that, with it being a toy hauler, we also learned that we wanted the enclosed garage, which is not very common with weekend Warriors. It's more of a late build thing, and I believe only in the full throttle editions. So we kind of were, like I said, just not really on the hunt, but looking. We ran across the trailer, and it's pretty sweet. We're talking an FTL 4005, and that was the other thing. As I said, well, if we're going to go toy hauler, let's go big. I want a big one. Let's do a 40+ foot because we got plenty of power and brakes and all that. We got plenty of trucks to pull it. Not a problem. So this is the trailer. This is like our dream work weekend Warrior. It's like exactly everything we want. 3-axle, 40 foot for plenty of room. The exact floor plan that we want, the full throttle edition, new graphics, new roof. It's absolutely beautiful. So okay, how are we gonna get this trailer? Well, do the old American thing. We got ourselves a loan. So we get a loan, we go buy this trailer. I borrow a B&W 5th wheel companion hitch from a buddy, and I throw that into my 01 because it's a long bed. It's already got the B&W flip over ball in it. It's like, okay, let's just go get this trailer, get it home, and then we'll start working on some stuff. So we do. We go grab this trailer, bring it home, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going with 5th wheel. This big, giant, stupid hitch in the back of my truck, this thing weighs, it took 2 guys to wrestle this companion hitch into the socket, and I'm pretty sure it weighs pretty close to 10,000 pounds. So I'm like, nah, this isn't gonna work for me. We're gonna convert this thing to Gooseneck. So I'm kind of going through the list here though also. The other thing is, what truck do I want to set up? Got 7 trucks, right? Surely this is not gonna be difficult at all. Well, I start going through the list. First thing is, I bring it home with the 01, right? Well, yeah, it's a long bed, but it is a 3/4 ton, and we're a family of 5. I'm gonna have the wife in the passenger seat, 3 kids in the back seat, and a dog in a quad cab 2nd gen. Yeah, I don't think so, right? Automatic, and the truck's got 320,000 miles. I don't think I want no exhaust brake. Now we're not doing that. It's one thing to bring it home with that truck. We're not going to Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, places in California. There's some big hills in California. Despite what you might think, there's some big hills out here in some spots. No. So, next truck, the 3rd gens. My 06, my mega cab, lifted, 6 inches, automatic that's on its literally last leg. Still has the original automatic, and I've managed to make survive for like over a decade with a hurt second gear. Nah, on 20 by 12s too, on top of that, nah, I'm not gonna be that guy trying to haul this raked toy hauler with a way-lifted Dodge. Now, okay, so that truck's out. Next truck, the wife's truck, another 06. Not a camper special, it's a 2500, no overloads. She's also running a set of 20 by 10 welds, and she's got street tires on it. She likes that look. She's got a set of Proxys ST3 Toyos on it. That truck's not, same thing, automatic, no exhaust brake, not up to the task. So then the 96 second gen, it's got a flatbed, it's a regular cab. That truck was kind of, I shouldn't even say 7, that truck was kind of obviously out from the beginning, right? So all of a sudden we burned through 4 trucks real quick. So now we're moving our way down to the 2 dualies, which makes a lot of sense. But they're not pickup box dualies, right? One's a custom flatbed, the other one's got a North Star SD, and the 22, that's kind of the ideal truck. Ace in, plenty of power, smooth ride, plenty of room for the family inside. It's like, that's the truck to go with. All right, so I think I'm gonna do a gooseneck conversion on this trailer. Well, first thing I find out is that I have already, that came stock on the trailer, is an extended pin box. And so you can't really go gooseneck conversion and extend out from that, because now we're talking a long length on where it actually goes up into the trailer, and you start having leverage problems that leads to either twisting or cracking the actual frame up in the trailer. Don't want that. So there's not much room behind my toolboxes of both of my dualies. The 22 with the North Star and all the boxes up there, and then the 04 with the fuel tank, the air compressor, the Montezuma box on that. There's not much room in front of the gooseneck ball. I'm down to 0 trucks. By the way, service truck, I really should say 6 trucks, because the service truck doesn't really count. But 6 trucks out. I got nothing to pull this thing reliably anywhere, or if I want to go anywhere on a trip where I can handle mountains, I can handle any weather, I can handle, safe, all that. I got nothing. So this is where I was at, and this is the story as it continues on. So now I'm pretty much feeling like the stupidest idiot to ever grace this earth, because I've got a trailer with a gooseneck adapter that I didn't properly read the instructions. I didn't do my homework on to make sure I had all the correct stuff. And I go ahead and weld this thing on, and ruin my ability to return an almost $500 adapter. Nice. So I've got a trailer that is unpullable. It's not safe. No trucks that can pull it. No trailer that can even pull. And I'm pretty much standing there scratching my head like a moron. So there's really only one thing to do at the moment. I need to get back where I was 3 hours before. So, cut the adapter off. So now we're back to where we were to start with. Got the adapter cut off. Now the trailer is safe to pull, back to its stock configuration and everything. And I'm back to at least one truck, the 01, being able to at least move this thing around with my borrowed BMW in the back of it. So I'm really scratching my head at this point because the length of that factory pin box being an extended one already, I can't extend it any further forward. And with the kingpin sitting right above the gooseneck ball, it's still not enough room. If I try to turn very sharp, my toolboxes are gonna bang in to the corner of the trailer. I have to move that trailer back somehow. So this is a real problem. I don't really know what to do at this point. And my wife's like, do we need to sell the 06s and buy a newer truck and then just share that one? And I'm like, well, that's gonna work out real well. Let's see here. We're gonna wind up with a 4th or 5th gen 3500 single wheel. She's gonna be happy with it being a single wheel. I'm gonna be unhappy with it not being a dually. I'm gonna have to have an HO with an ASIN. She's not gonna like the way that an ASIN shifts. She's gonna want a 68. She won't like driving it. And the suspension is gonna be stiffer than her non-camper special 2500. All around, that's a lose-lose. And on top of that, I said, let's not forget, we killed the bank account trying to get this trailer in the first place. We ain't got the pesos to go buy another truck anyway. So then I'm down to what I did not want to do. When we bought the trailer, fine folks that owned it said, hey, do you want our 5th wheel hitch? Because we don't need it now. And I said, nah, I'll pass on it. I'm going Gooseneck anyway. They said, you sure? You can have it for free. And I was like, well, I mean, how do you turn down free shit, right? So I said, okay, I'll take it. Well, that's what I had to go to. So here's the plan. We got ourselves a trailer. We got ourselves a truck. The truck we want to use to be able to pull this here trailer. And we got a 5th wheel hitch. And it is a power pole glider, Valley Industries. And it is a 20K hitch, which is just about right because this trailer here, Weekend Warrior and their weight numbers. It's so far off, it's comical. Just had a little fun little fact. This trailer with a 1,300 pound 900 Razor back there in the garage, it sits 14,860 on the 3 axles, and it is 18,680 is what the whole trailer weighs, not hooked up to the truck, and it puts about 3,800 pounds on the pin weight. So it's a pretty hefty trailer. Now, so the hitch should be good. Now, here's what the plan is. Like I say, I'm going to build a set of rails that will bolt into the bed. Now, I got to go through a couple of the cross members. The plan is, remember, this is different. It's not like we're bolting to a pickup bed here. This is different. This is, you know, this bed here, a commercial bed, this is bolted to the frame. The gooseneck hitch is obviously welded in place. So this bed is designed to take the brunt of that 30,000 pound max trailer weight. Obviously that's the hitch, but the hitch is welded into the trailer, and if we bolt the railing system to the cross members that run across there to where the gooseneck hitch itself is welded in theory, right, and it should be completely fine with a, let's call it a 19,000 pound travel trailer. Now, the reason why I'm winding up and having to go with the fifth wheel, this was never my plan whatsoever, was to go with a fifth wheel. I really didn't do my homework and I really misjudged. Let me show you something here real quick. Here's the deal. The gooseneck adapter, as you saw, I had it welded on here, okay? That causes leverage to be put on the trailer this way in this way, right? So that creates a twisting mechanism up here on the frame of the trailer up inside here. Now, two things compound that issue. The fact that this is a 40 footer and weighs what it weighs. You know, if this was a 32 footer and weighed 5,000 pounds less, well, that obviously helps the situation, right? The other big one though is this is 38 inches from back here. This is what they call the kingpin box. 38 inches from here all the way up here to the tip. That's how they measure that. It's 33 inches to the kingpin itself. The problem is all the directions for all the gooseneck adapters say you may have to add gussetry and whatnot. No guarantees, period, on if you have a pin box over 30 inches. Mine's 38 inches. And the gooseneck adapter is designed to bring your hitch point out here. The one that I had welded on, 7.5 inches further out. So not only are you adding leverage this way on this whole mechanism that causes this thing to be able to teeter like this in theory, you're also adding the length out here. You got double compound, triple compound with the weight of this trailer. I do not want to jack up this trailer because you start getting into structural repair up inside here. Now, right, you're with me, I'm sure. That's asking for huge trouble. So now you guys that are in the know and do the RV thing and know about all this and know, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Bob. Okay, all right. Say, dude, just unbolt this, remove this kingpin box, and put a gooseneck kingpin box, or a gooseneck box that just comes down like this at a sharper angle, and bam, your gooseneck hitch. There you go. Won't that solve all your problems? The problem is this trailer, yes, if I had a long bed, not a problem. That would be absolutely the answer. Just go to a Reese or a Kurt or even Gen Y, one of those brands, and just go with the whole replacement setup that is designed to work as a gooseneck hitch. It doesn't have this leverage like this, with this being so high up here. Okay, the problem is this guy right here. As I said, I can't come out further than the stock configuration because it's already a 38-inch pin box. I need to come out further than that. There's no way around it. To clear these boxes and these corners, that kingpin right there needs to be back. I got to get the trailer away from these boxes. So even the gooseneck adapter that happens to be exactly the same from here to here and will then connect to my gooseneck ball still doesn't give me enough clearance from here, call it right here, to right there. That's the problem. So There's only one solution left. Got to go to the fifth wheel, and I got to mount it back about approximately 4 inches. And then here's the second, here is the last factor on the fifth wheel deal that was not calculated in the beginning, okay? The slider aspect. You do gain with a fifth wheel. This thing slides. Okay, this sucker, look at that, okay? Again, you guys that are fifth wheel guys already know this. That's designed for a short bed pickup. That slides back. You get into a tight area where you need to get, you know, twisting around and parked. You jump out, you pull this pin, and you slide that thing back, and now you just gained darn near a foot, 10 inches anyway. You move the trailer back so you can make a sharper turn. So there we go. There's the secret weapon right there to make this deal work. I bring this hitch mounted back about 4 inches, and then I've got the slider when I get into a tight spot. And lastly, I'd say, yeah, but Bobby J, you're gonna move that back. Isn't that gonna cause you some weight distribution problems? Well, my gooseneck ball sits forward in the neighborhood of about 2 inches of the rear axle. I've seen some that sit right above the rear axle. So we're only talking about going back 2 inches. Now, this trailer is heavy for a fifth wheel trailer, for a recreational trailer, but it's not necessarily heavy for this truck. This is obviously a crew cab, 60-inch. This is a long truck. This truck is heavy. Now, if I was gonna pull this with a 3/4 ton long bed regular cab, absolutely. You cannot change any kind of leverage points at all, but I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna test this and see how well this thing pulls. My guess is it's gonna pull like a dream. You never even notice that the kingpin is about right at the back of the gooseneck box. I bet you I'll never even notice, but I'm gonna find out. Okay, my bolt, let's see here. There we go, way up in there. Oh, you can see the one at the other end. So that's like the toughest piece. You can see there's the gooseneck box. And then now this one, I don't know if we can even hardly. There it is. That one's gonna be fun. I made myself a tool. Hopefully that'll work. Things didn't quite go as planned. Somehow my holes wound up off. I don't know. Something must have moved on me. I thought I had it all lined up right. So now what I got to do is I got to put some notches here. Notch the hole out. So I got it in the mill. And I got to mill it out, make some notches, and be able to slide this plate over. I only need about not even a 1/4 inch, but I'm doing a little bit more than a 1/4 inch. So that way I don't have to, I got a little bit of play. So I don't have to do this twice, just in case. I will wind up with a notch. I gotta clean it all up. But yeah, I'll wind up with a notch just like that. And I am done. Wound up and had to move this bar. I had to notch it in the mill. Somehow, I don't know, wound up off. And these pins that are in here, those pins wouldn't quite line up. There's 4 pins all the way around. Wound it up. So anyway, yeah, had to put it in the mill, had to machine those out just a little bit so I could slide that whole plate towards the camera. Got that done. That's all those are welded in. You can see over there, let's see here. There's shavings everywhere. Everything's a mess and it just rained, so it looks like kind of like garbage. But every single one, every mounting point is gusseted in. And now, there it is. Jaws should be open. Yep, jaw is open. Got everything back. Got 4 5/8 bolts and 2 1/2-inch bolts. There should be no reason for that sucker to come out of there. So it is well past dark 30. Need to get this done, get hooked up here, and call it a night. So let's back up to this trailer. There it is, locked in place. Okay. Slide back. All right, let's see here. And then there it is. It should be locked in. I think it is. There it goes. Okay, now go back into road position. What's interesting about that is you can see how much clearance there is. Now, when I turn, a lot of this is gonna get used up. There's not nearly as much real estate there as it looks. That's where I fought it. I didn't wanna go to this big, heavy, pain in the ass 5th wheel hitch, but the slide feature, man, that's it's the only way I could do this, because I guarantee I will have to slide that back to be able to make some sharp turns. Otherwise, I'm going to wind up with some Montezuma planted into some Weekend Warrior. I don't think so. Well, not a bad looking rig. Looks like I got a light out up there, but not a bad looking rig. Pretty cool. Gonna head out tomorrow, do a little bit of dry camping, try this trailer out for the first time, and see how that hitch and everything feels going down the road. I'm actually going to weigh it on the scale too and see what my front axle weighs currently with it hooked up and with it not hooked up. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was quite an interesting one for me. Way underestimated what it would take to get this thing pulled around, essentially. But hopefully I've got this figured out, because if this doesn't work, if this doesn't tow nice down the road, doesn't feel good down the road because it's too far back, well, it's gonna have to be a new truck. That's all the bottom line. I have to go to a whole different truck. So hey, like I said, hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. I appreciate you watching. Have a good evening.